Hello, hello, hello. Thank you for clicking on our faces. I'm laughing because I'm See the Spirit. This is my co-host, the Great Grand Slam Pooba. And I'm laughing because he has the most powerful mic in the world that doesn't cut off even when the intro is playing.
You know, it's hilarious because I saw I was muted. I said I must have done something, and
That
it's
was
funny.
me.
No, I figured that what happened. I said, "Oh, I must have done something for it to go off." And I'm glad that this bad boy's working. I just did a recording for Big Pop, and I didn't like how I sound. So for the fact that I sound like I can be clear and stuff like that, that's a good thing. Good job, Mike.
So awesome. We got our boy TG in the comments. Hey, thanks for being here. Happy holidays. What's
Hey,
that?
what's
What's that?
going on? Seen you on Instagram, guy. How's everything? Hope all is well.
Uh-huh. So, without further ado, again, we are the co-hosts and hosts of Geek News, where we're not journalists, but we're geeks, and we're here to bring you the geek news of the week. So, you saw the thumbnail, you know what a couple of tidbits of what we're talking about. So, let's get straight into it. We have James Bond actor suggests possible return, right? And this is juicy to me because I'm a fan of James Bond. I've seen several of the films, not just the Daniel Craig, but I've seen the Timothy Dalton one, so he's my favorite Bond. Of course, I've seen Pierce Brosnan, and and of course, what's his name now? It's escaping me in the moment, but guys know who the most famous James Bond is. He had several movies.
Was
Um,
it Sean O'Connery or something
Sean
like that?
Connery, yes, exactly. But they're over on Amazon. They recently, or not recently, merged with MGM, so they obtained the rights to James Bond. So they are in the process of creating a new James Bond film, right? And our boy Pierce Brosnan was recorded or was interviewed asking about any future role he may play with the franchise. And you can pause to read, but long story short, is that he said that he's open to returning to the franchise, um, to kind of not necessarily to return as Bond, but some sort of presence within the franchise. They flat out asked him if he would return as like an older, more, mature, been there, done that Bond, and he pretty much says he's entertaining it. Um, so would you be excited to see Pierce Brosnan on screen again? Because recently he was in Black Adam, did a fantastic job.
Oh,
And there's
yeah.
also been some interviews where he was potentially hinting at being in James Gunn's DCU in some capacity. I'm not sure if it's going to be Dr. Fate, but what do you feel about him potentially coming back as Bond? And would you want to see him as an older Bond here?
I don't think I would want to see him as an older Bond because, like, I feel like what is it, the Bond verse, where, or is it like Legend of Zelda, where there's always like all these different Bonds and like, oh, they don't connect or something like that. I don't know, something about that I'm not feeling. But
Uh-huh.
the thing that I do like is that some kind of involvement in there because I feel like it would be a wink and a nod. He's there. He could be another character. And I feel like a lot of movies have done that where, like the Hulk, they had the first Hulk, and I want to say 2003, maybe the one in '08, I forget. But they had Lou Ferrigno. I always pronounce this man's name wrong, but he was
Uh-huh.
the original Hulk. But he was there, but he wasn't the Hulk. And I think him talk about Brosman. I got familiar with him because there was a little game called 007 for the N64. So
Oh God.
that's my definitive. I don't have a big definitive like an infinity for the James Bond series, but that's my definitive
Wait,
James
was it
Bond.
on N64? Because wasn't there an older one on like PlayStation, like the original PlayStation?
I think there was another 007 game for the PlayStation, but the more famous one is the one for the N64. Like that was the one
Uh,
that got shooting games. There's probably another term for it than that, but first person shooters. That was the thing to kick it all off.
oh, okay. Interesting. Interesting. For me, I would like to see him come back as a the more mature Bond. Maybe not James Bond per se, because yeah, like you
That
said,
part.
I don't think they are necessarily connected. However, there has been overlap because our was it Agent M was overlapped from a previous Bond. And there was a mention in one of the Daniel Craig movies about him being like the second or like the predecessor or not predecessor. Uh, Now I can't think of the word, but him being
Yeah.
after another like 007, and it was hinting at it being the other Bond. So
Okay.
I don't know. I would be here for it. I would love to see him on screen. I think he did a great job in Black Adam, regardless of, the overall reviews of the film itself. I thought he did great in Black Adam. So, and, he's getting up there too. He's like 72, apparently.
Really?
Yes. I
No, 'cause
had no idea.
he looks really good for his age though. Like not even
Really?
being funny. Like he looks really good. Like I knew he was older. I thought if anything he was entering his 60s or something like that. But 70, wow.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's an
okay.
older man. But let's get into these comments from TG. Here said, I'm aware of James Bond because of the famous N64 game. That's what Jack was saying. Amazon has a bunch of money to bring in Pierce. So go for it, Amazon. Amazon has all the money in the world. I hope they use it
Really?
wisely. I know GoldenEye on N64, not aware of a PS1 game. Maybe I was misremembering. Maybe it is
No,
N64, like you
but
guys.
there is a 007 game for either PlayStation 1 or 2, but it's not as popular as the N64. Like the N64 one, there's so many fun. Like I was very young when it came out, so I wasn't like a big fan of that kind of stuff. Like now I would say like, yo, because I still got my N64. And I would sit
Mm,
here and say, like, hey, but it's such an outdated system that and modern TVs, I got to find a way to hook it up. But my point is, I would be like, hey, maybe one day I could get the guys over and we just, get some food and some beverages and play that game and just see how, because I was just never good at it. But just long story short, N64 007 will always be like in that conversation of greatest N64 games. I would dare to say maybe top 10 even.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Interesting. But that's oh, I do have one more bit of like hang on news in relation to James
Ooh,
Bond.
ooh.
So, also in a separate interview some time ago, Pierce Brosnan was asked who he would like to see it play James Bond in a new movie, right? And he had specifically said he would like Aaron Taylor Johnson to play
Oh,
Bond. They've worked together before. Apparently, he really sees him in the role, and Aaron Taylor Johnson has been mentioned several times in like fan casts for the role, so there's potential there. However, according to Film Buzzer, Callum Turner is the front runner to play the next James Bond. And if you're not familiar with this actor, he just was in um, this movie with Elizabeth Olsen. It's in theaters now, and it's actually pretty good. It's called Eternity.
ooh.
But he's a good actor. I don't know if I necessarily see him as Bond, but I don't think it's outside of his scope or his ability to play Bond. But it's a little extra piece to tag onto the James Bond news.
I
But
was just gonna say about the Aaron Taylor. I chuckled because I feel like he just does any role. Like,
yes.
okay, you get that too because like I remember him in Kick Ass. I remember, and I know there's been some other things out of that, right? And I
Mhm,
remember him as I forgot, but obviously Quicksilver and Avengers, right? And he does all these things, and he was Craven, and like
mhm.
I would love that for him, just so he could just be like, I did it all. Like I've done all these roles.
Yeah, he's done a lot. And the thing is, he had like a little mini retirement for some time, then came back and is doing everything now. He's going to be in that new werewolf movie. He was in recently in Nosferatu. So he's just, if he does get it, good for him. But
Yeah,
there has been like some discussion about if Amazon is going to continue with older Bond or like a younger Bond. They're saying that they're apparently looking for a younger Bond. And, Aaron Taylor Johnson, or he has three names. It's hard to remember what the heck they are, but
mhm.
he's getting up there, right? He's not a spring chicken at this point.
Hold
So
on, wait. I know what you meant by young, but let's not sit here and act like this guy is old. I
he's
mean,
not old, but he's
listen,
too
listen.
old to be considered a young James Bond at this point.
You know what? I'm starting to think MGM and Amazon are sounding very ageist. I think
I'm
give
not
it
being
time.
aged.
Not you, MGM and Amazon. I'm sorry. Let me make sure. Not one C the superior, not you, the superior of the C. C wanted to make that clear. No, I love all old people,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
but no. I hear what they're saying. I'm not familiar with the individual that you mentioned, and I'm always about giving someone a chance because maybe there's something about this person like I don't see it because I don't know nothing about him, and then I'm proven wrong. Like, oh, this guy is very talented and stuff like that. But I look
Mhm.
at Aaron, and I get what you mean by that, though. Like maybe he might be aged out because of his age, but I do sit here and go, I think he should be in the conversation. I think that as much as I don't watch all of his work, stuff that I've seen, the way that he's carried himself, I think he could play a really decent James Bond.
So
Um,
I just looked up his age, right? If you had to guess, how old would you say?
I would say I'm 37, so I would say like 36, 37.
Okay. And what about our Callum Turner?
I
How
don't
old?
know. I think he's
Huh?
14. No, he's probably like 22, 23, I would say.
22, 23. They're the same age. They're both 35.
Oh, they're 35. Then, okay, so TG, he thought 32. Well, you was a lot closer than, well, I think we were both close because I said 30, Turner is 32.
No, no, he's 35. That's what it says on here. He was born February 15th, 1990. So he's 35. So they're
That's
both the same
mapping.
age.
Give it,
And
give it to the guy
it,
with like four names. Aaron
yeah,
Taylor, Griff Taylor.
Aaron Taylor Johnson is a hard 35. I'm sorry to say it. He's a gorgeous man, but he does not give 35 in my opinion.
Oh, you
Which
thought he was old? You thought he was older?
I thought he was older. I thought he was at least like 38, at least.
I thought he was like, because I know I'm not far apart in age with him, so I was assuming, because I just turned 37, so I was like 37, maybe 36. Because I know
Uh-huh.
he's with an older woman, and I know he's young, and I was like, oh, we're not far apart in age, so I don't know. I'm more familiar with Aaron Taylor Jr. I'm sorry, he just has a last name. I
I
don't
know,
know.
right?
It's hard to keep up, my man's, but you in really great shape and stuff like that. I think he could kill the
Yeah,
role.
great shape, but not. I wouldn't consider him a young James Bond. I think the other guy visually looks a little younger, even though they're both the same age. Aaron Taylor Johnson was born in June 1990, and again, Callum was born in February 1990. So technically, Callum is like a couple months older.
Oh, don't do that! Don't do that! Don't. I hate when people do that. Was like almost like, what if they were the same month and he was 4 days younger?
It is. It's. I don't know. It's the same. Same TG. It makes no sense in my opinion. But he's a hard 35, and maybe because he's a married man, he's got kids. When you're married, I feel like married with kids, it kind of ages you up a little bit. So that's what happened
Well,
to.
there's a joke there, but I'll shut up. Um, but
But yeah,
good job.
thank you. Would you like to go next?
No. Well, actually, yes. I'm just joking. So let's go here. You ask the questions, I give the no's.
Okay.
So see the superior. She tells me today. She says, "Hey, room is up." So at first I was like, "Oh man, I really don't have anything." But then I remember seeing this thing from earlier in the week. I just want to pull back the curtain a little bit. See the superior is always prepared. I get prepared the day of. So I was looking. I was like, "Damn, what kind of news can I get?" And I remember seeing this, and I said, "Man, I think I would love to hear C's opinion about this." But there's a rumor here going around where they're saying Cynthia, and I apologize because I cannot
Aribo.
pronounce. Revo, thank you,
Mhm.
is in talks to play the MCU Storm. Now
Hmm.
let's put up this lovely graphic as I am 37 and I'm not going to go out my way to read that tiny print. But it says Storm casting buzz, and they're talking about Cynthia is reportedly in talks to join the MCU as Storm, and fans are calling it a perfect casting. According to Scooper, My Time to Shine, hello, heck of a name. Give him a look. Cynthia may step into the role of the iconic weather-bending mutant, making a bold and exciting new direction for the X-Men live action feature. And they also mentioned her accomplishments, and she's a powerhouse presence, and and a lot of other things here. But I also read something too. I'm sorry, I'll pull this down here.
Uh-huh.
That she's expressed strong, a desire to play the role of Marvel Storm. So I'm more familiar about her stuff from Wicked. I know that she has a whole layer of body of work, but I feel like Wicked really put eyes on her.
Mhm.
So I'm not super familiar with her work because I don't watch Wicked and stuff like that.
Oh,
But
okay.
I do want to give you the floor here because when it comes to casting and stuff, I always like your opinion about this, Mosita Superior. What do you think about the potential of her playing the role of Storm?
Um, if I set aside my opinion of the actress and look strictly at her performances, I think that she could do it, right? I think that she could do it. I think financially it may make sense because she's coming off of the success of Wicked, and to have that name recognition there, I'm assuming that's very desirable to studios. Um, but she wouldn't be my choice. That's what I would say. She wouldn't be my choice. Um, I would much prefer the actress from Titans. She played Starfire. I believe her name is Anna
Uh-huh.
Anna Diop. I want to say it is, or the actress from Sinners, the one who played Caroline in that movie. But neither of those two actresses have, at the moment, the same name recognition as Cynthia Erivo. So I guess I can see it, but it wouldn't be my choice. That's all I can say. She's seems to be very problematic, the actress, as far as her opinions on African Americans. From what I've heard, she's British. She's coming from over there across the pond. Shout out to those across the pond. And I don't know. It just seems like I wouldn't be here for it. That's all I'll say.
Okay, that's fair. I threw up my 2 cents. I'm just not super familiar with her work. I know the Wicked stuff, and it's a powerful brand at the moment. And I can see, and I think that's a fair point in what you were saying. It's like almost this is a hot act right now. Talking about the actress, and why we take her because she got a lot of name recognition, there's a lot of steam going on here. Would she have been my pick? I honestly was not. I have to say no because I wasn't even familiar with her. And I
Mm.
just thought like, hey, well, why don't I bring this up on the show? Because obviously you informing me about her stuff. Because I don't know any of this stuff. I just know that she does Wicked. She's green sometimes. See, this guy, he stole my flow because that's my joke. It would have been a Wicked casting for Storm. You should have added the emoji, like, huh?
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
She's more into dramatic. She's more into
Okay.
dramatic roles than the comic book role. Yeah, and I think that's another thing too. Once again, this is just coming from someone who's not super familiar with her work. I know I keep repeating that, but I just think it's important to throw it out there that I'm not familiar, so I don't know what her range is. There's certain actors who they could play this role and then they could do all these other different roles. Is she someone who can do that? Is my question,
Mm.
and I just can't answer that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I could see her as that. Beautiful voice though. Beautiful voice. Very talented actress. I think that she's a good actress, but I just don't know about her as acting as Storm, like in a Marvel comic book movie. Yeah, it's a pass for me. But good, good,
No,
very interesting.
no, that's fair. I think what can make this better if they have opposing her is Ariana Grande, just on the opposite side. I don't know who she could play. I don't know. She could just play somebody, and they just continue to. It's just like every movie they just feud. Like for whatever reason, like Wicked, X-Men. I don't know. Make a gummy bear movie, and they're just
What?
feuding. I don't know. I'm just
Feuding? Who is Storm feuding with? Because I know, well, if you're talking about BFFs, like best friends, her and Jean Grey are supposed to be pretty close, right? So maybe, Ariana Grande can play Jean Grey and
No, I don't. You know why I don't need that? Because when she said, "I'm shooting a fireball," and then she starts singing as she destroys the world. I don't want that in my Marvel movie.
oh, see, okay, well, the both of them can get the axe. But let's get over here to this last bit of geek news here that I have. It's about a Zootopia too. So Zootopia expected to set new record. Now, I'm going to ask you this question, even though I know the answer to it. Have you seen Zootopia?
No,
I thought so. So I've seen it.
I know you have.
And it was entertaining. I thought it was a cute movie. I didn't see it in theaters. I saw it later after it got to streaming. And it was fun. It was basically, an animal animated film about predators in this realm of animals where everyone's kind of like living together in harmony and people are like kind of prejudiced against the predators a little bit. And if you're on TikTok streets, you see that there's a lot of people that ship, for whatever reason, this bunny and this fox together. Like there's a whole sub culture of people that are in love with this fox and dress up as the bunny.
I am very uncomfortable.
It's a little weird. It's a little strange. But I didn't know how successful the first film was. So successful, in fact, that according to Movie Magic, Zootopia 2 is estimated to surpass 520 million at the global box office in its opening weekend, making it the highest global opening for an animated film. Highest over all other animated films. And apparently back in 2017, it won an Oscar, which is wild for animated feature. Wow. None of this stuff, it went right over my head. I thought it was a cute movie. I didn't know it was Oscar winning, right? And I didn't realize that it was so successful. So when I think of animated films and movies that I would expect to be like the number one opening, like highest grossing, Zootopia is nowhere on that list for me. I was thinking maybe Toy Story.
I was thinking that exactly, yeah.
Yeah, or something like that. So it got me to thinking, right? What are the top ones? Like what has been the top opening animated film? So I went and looked it up. So this is coming to us from Wikipedia, so take it with a grain of salt, guys. But highest grossed openings for animated films have been number one, expected, let me say, to be Zootopia 2. Then we have this movie that I'm unfamiliar with, Z.
Yeah.
We got Moana 2, which is, I didn't know Moana 2 was that successful. Super Mario Bros. Movies, number 4, 5, Frozen 2, 6, Inside Out 2, 7, The Lion King. Wow.
What?
Yeah, the 2019 Lion King is that. Toy Story 4, Minions: The Rise of Guru, and Incredibles 2. Now,
I can't take this seriously.
Are any of these a surprise? Like what?
Yeah, why is The Lion King up there?
Yeah.
Like, can you put that up one more time for me, please, madam?
Sure.
Thank you so much. So I'm not familiar with the number 2, so I'm going to leave that alone because I just can't comment on it. I'm surprised about Moana, the sequel. I never saw it, but I'm just surprised because a lot of times it's hard to really top the first one, right? Super Mario Brothers. I mean, look, I'm a Mario Brothers fan. That's cool. Frozen 2. Yeah, you know what? Whatever. That don't bother. Inside Out 2. I'm like, I didn't watch that. But Lion King, nah. No. I'm sorry. No. Toy Story 4, the least most interesting Toy Story.
The worst
one. What are we even chatting about, bro? Like, okay. So I have the first 3 I love. The first one holds a special place in my heart because it's the first one. It's my first one. So I love them. I love them.
Toy Story.
Toy Story 2 was great. Toy Story 3 was the perfect way to end this series. And you mean to tell me that's not up there, but Toy Story 4 is up there? Whoever did that is at the top of the line drunk, because what are you even chatting about? What are you even doing?
None of these make any sense. We got TG here. Now we're getting more on a live action movie this next summer. Too early for that. Yeah, I've heard it's coming.
Yeah. This movie debuted in 2016, 2017, and we're already getting a live action. It took them 30 years or so to give us the line. So I think they could have definitely waited. But Disney is about their money. Like, Disney is just like, what can we do? We haven't done Moana. It just came out. Yeah. Put someone. Let's give it a live action. See what happens.
I don't know what, if anything, why are we skipping past the Hunchback of Notre Dame? Why are we skipping past Hercules? Why are we skipping past the Renaissance era of Disney to go to Moana? And I'm like, I can see maybe skipping past Tarzan because we've had so many Tarzan movies, right? Live action.
Yeah.
But before Hercules, like, come on now.
I gotta sit here and say, I know you're big on Notre Dame of Hunter Down or whatever it's called. Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Yes.
I totally rewrote that whole story.
Top 3.
But I would sit here and say, I would be interested in that because that's such a different movie. Like it's like they don't even touch that. They went to Aladdin, they went to Lion King, Little Mermaid. I'm glad we're not getting a live action Toy Story because I don't really need to see Tim Allen really dressed as Buzz Lightyear, a miniature, whatever Tim Allen. And like Hunchback, I think we should totally do that. And I'm totally down for Hercules. They did Mulan, and I never watched that movie because they don't have make a man out of you. And if you don't have, like, if you're gonna not take me serious, I'm not gonna take you serious.
Yeah, they didn't have Mushu in it either, which sucks. Like,
what are we even? What is the chat about?
The only thing I can think of that maybe they decided to skip over the Renaissance era of Disney, even though that's practically what they've been doing this whole time, is maybe they're realizing that the millennials aren't here for the live actions. We haven't really been showing up as much for the live actions, and we're kind of bad mouthing them online, right? They aren't necessarily dear to our hearts. So maybe they're trying for a younger crowd to see if they could, get the little ones in to like really love the live action, and especially considering, even though I think no, this is definitely a millennial one. Stitch, Lilo and Stitch.
Mm.
That was millennial one. So I don't know why that one, I think that one did pretty well. But it would seem that all this discussion post 2020 about people not going to the movie theaters doesn't seem to be ringing true for animated films. If all of these here are like pretty, like, what do we have? 2023, 2024, 2025, 2025. We got 2022 on the list. A lot of these are post COVID, and they're the highest opening. So it seems like the discussion of people not wanting to go movies doesn't affect animated film whatsoever. That's interesting to me.
For sure.
But let's see here. What do we got here from TG here? The 2019 Lion King, what they looked like stuffed animal dolls when they tried to talk or show emotion. Yeah, I never watched it. I just saw like the trailers of it, and I was like,
honestly, lucky you, because like that was something that was missing, was their emotion. Like when Mufasa gets knocked out, or he has, yeah, but you don't see that you don't see Simba with that expression like, oh shit, I'm sorry, oh shoot, my father is falling to his death, and that's missing. So yeah.
Question, did they have the songs in Lion King?
It was the Beyonce tour.
Oh, okay.
But they did have Just Can't Wait to Be King, Can You Feel the Love Tonight? They put out, they trotted out the classics. But I see you, TG, because I see the GS. I love that. I didn't think I could have my name could be abbreviated, but good job. Hey now, GS. Halle Bailey was a great Ariel. See, I didn't watch it. Like for me, and I wasn't honestly big into Little Mermaid. I did karaoke over the weekend, and when I heard the song, I was like, "Oh, that's from Little Mermaid." I just was never big into it, but I'm sure that the young lady knocked it out the park. I totally believe that. I've just never been big into Little Mermaid.
Unpopular opinion.
That's why this show is called Unpopular Review with CD and with CD support. Yeah.
I didn't like The Little Mermaid. I liked the animated film. I just didn't like the live action.
Movie.
I think Halle Berry did a okay job. I just think that the movie wasn't that good. I don't know what it just wasn't there for me. The magic wasn't there.
Who was who played the evil witch? I forgot her name. Ursula. Who played her? You remember?
She was a Gilmore Girls.
Was it Jenny McCarthy or something like that?
Jenny McCarthy. That sounds right. I know she was in Gilmore Girls, the bigger lady. She was also in Bridesmaids.
She's a comedian. Yeah.
Horrible choice for Ursula. She doesn't give cunty like Ursula was given, diva. This lady was never giving that.
No.
So anyway. Child.
Oh, it's Melissa McCarthy. I said Jenny. I think that's her cousin. No, it's Melissa. Thank you, TG.
Melissa. Okay, yeah, I knew it was something. I just know her from what's her name, Suki, I think it was, or Suki from Gilmore Girls.
Right.
But yeah, I didn't like her as Ursula at all whatsoever. But to bring it back to highest grossing animated films, it also made me wonder, okay, why isn't there Toy Story higher on this list? So I said there has to be another list that makes more sense, right? So I found this online. I didn't do a whole slide, but it's just a quick shot. Highest grossing animated movies of all time. So this is based on a lifetime gross. And how in the heck, Frozen 2, basura, trash. I hated Frozen 2. Frozen was good. Frozen 2 was not. So in from the most to the least, Frozen 2, then Frozen, Incredibles 2, Minions, Toy Story 4, Toy Story 3.
What is this love for Toy Story 4? Am I missing something?
I don't know.
Why is it up there? Like, that's actually alerting to me. That's alarming to me. You're talking about they have 4 movies, and you're telling me Toy Story 1 can't be up there, Toy Story 2 can't be up there. So I saw Toy Story 3 up there because it was, once again, it was the perfect send-off for this series. But Toy Story 4, I'm seeing a little bit too much of Toy Story 4, and it's honestly pissing me off.
Same. And I'm guessing the only reason why it did so well was because people were like, "Oh, it's coming back after 3," because 3 was such a perfect ending. Everyone was curious about how it was going to happen. That's the only thing I can think of. I don't know if that bodes well for Toy Story 5 that's coming out
No,
because
I
you
was
know what?
gonna give it 2 years. It's gonna be on that list. Toy Story 5 is gonna top the list. You wait and see.
I don't know. I don't know. I think Toy Story 4 was so meh received, like it was lukewarm reception that people who may have gone to see it aren't really that interested in
You,
seeing it.
you hear what you just said, and I'll let you finish. I apologize. I'm not trying to interrupt, but you hear what you said. You said, "Man, then why the heck is it up there?"
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's up there because people like Toy Story 3. Toy Story 3 was a great movie. And it was several years gap in between Toy Story 3
I hear
and
you. The curiosity and the
yeah,
curiosity.
the
So that was,
curiosity,
I was
the
one of them.
nostalgia. That's what did it. Now people saw 4, were like, what the heck is this? I don't like this. I don't think I'll go see 5. That's my prediction.
No,
But
I hear you. I'm not gonna lie. I hear your prediction, but I'm gonna be in there because I'm curious.
yeah, all right. I'll be in on these laptops with Vibrate Vic.
There you go. And God knows where he's at. We miss you, buddy.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I do want to highlight TJ. He said now that I think this is a stretch, but I love it though. He said now Toy Story is the Fast and Furious nowadays. No,
Oh, yes,
not yet,
yes,
not yet.
yes. No,
If we do 6, you got me at 6.
no, he is right. TG, you are on the money because what the hell are we doing it for? And also, I thought the whole point of it was like Andy's story. Andy was the kid. Andy was the kid. And we got to see in 3 how we passed him on to Bonnie. And that was the completion of the story. Now we got this other kid. Like, we don't even give a damn about Bonnie. We don't give a F about Bonnie. And why is
I do.
Woody running off when his biggest thing was I'm a toy and a toy gets played with children? His whole thing throughout all of the movies was him being a played with toy. And for he's like, all right, F them kids, I'm going off with my woman to just be a lost toy somewhere. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't align with Woody as we've known him. And now we got to see him back in the bedroom.
Oh my God. So everyone knows Caesar Superior means this toy goes back to her kid, not he goes to the bedroom and have after story with Woody.
Okay, then let me say back in the toy box, back in the toy room.
I think this sounds all terrible.
It doesn't make sense. I hate it, and it's definitely giving Fast and Furious. I agree, TG 100%.
Well, he was with you. He puts the yellow fist up like this. Yeah.
Wait.
Are we going to see Andy in his 50s as the villain in the 5th one? No, I don't think there's a time skip, so I don't think he's going to be 50 because he's still in college. But in Toy Story 6, I think he is 50, and he says, "Woody, you deserted me," and they have a class off or something like that. And I don't know. Woody survives the secret wars, whatever. I don't know. What's next?
And then I hate to like harp on this, but the toys get their magic from being toys and being played with, right? We see in, I think it's Toy Story 2, that they're like going through the TV, right? And they're like flipping through the TV screen. TV doesn't talk. It's not a toy, right? It's an electronic device that doesn't talk. In this new movie, we're getting a tablet that's talking and like it's a toy. So what's the line here? How come the TV doesn't talk, but the tablet talks?
I think it's a good point, and I think that's fair. I think what it is that a tablet, even though it's not a toy, kids are on that more than TVs.
Since when? Since when? They on TV all the time.
Since the 20 whatever is like kids.
So does that mean the phones? When we see Andy's mom talking on the phone, is the phone going to be the next thing because the kids talking playing games on the phone?
So I do sit here and say yes, but it won't be Andy's mom because I don't know where Andy's mom is anymore. She's done. But I do think Toy Story 5 is over. I mean, one of the things I saw this week, I mean, it's not really geek news or anything, but who voices Buzz? Is it Tim Allen?
Tim Allen.
Tim Allen? Yeah, he pretty much said like he wrapped up and he's saying his goodbyes to Buzz. Unless like, I don't know. I don't know. I just want to throw it out there.
Because they basically gave him the cold shoulder when they gave Buzz his own like animated movie. Remember that animated movie that came out not that long ago, maybe a couple years ago, and it had Chris Evans. I think
yeah. Oh, he was upset about that.
Yeah, as he should be, because he's effing Buzz. And then now you want him, now y'all come crawling back for Toy Story 5, hoping and praying he's going to play Buzz again. He should have, like, yeah, I would be upset too, and I wouldn't do it again after this either, unless they come with a big check, which they probably did to even get him
Oh
in
yeah.
the next one.
I think he's eating lovely.
Yeah, for sure. But anyway, that's it. That's our rants, apparently.
I know, right? Very much our rant.
Thank you for joining us. Please like the video if you like the video, and join us next week for more geek news.
Hold on, just to get TJ real quick before we end it. Tim Allen is Buzz, but he ain't coming back. He is. They just said he did his. He finished his voiceovers, and he's done. Like, that's the last time he's going to be playing or voicing Buzz Lightyear. So yeah, no.
Yeah, I think he means like after this one. If they do another one, I don't think.
Oh yeah. No, he's he's done. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Unless they come with the big check, and I wouldn't blame him. Honestly, I wouldn't blame him if they gave him like $100 million. They gave him that RDJ check that he's getting for Doomsday to play Dr. Doom. I wouldn't blame him if he comes back.
That's fair. No, that's fair. I don't think he would, because I don't even think he needs the money anymore. I think like
neither does Robert Downey Jr.
No, you're right. Listen, you send someone a big check, they'll make you sing a whole nother tune. So you're right.
Exactly. But anyway, thanks for being here, guys. See you later. Goodbye. Go down the road and back again.